So this tutorial is about how to connect Eagle Eyes to CalTopo. So there's two ways to connect Eagle Eyes Pilot to CalTopo. One is this browser login, and two is a CalTopo service account. So with a browser login, nice thing is anyone can do it. You just need to log in with your Google or Microsoft or whatever, and two-factor authentication into the controller itself. You may need to refresh this later on because it's a temporary login session. And this is kind of mildly convenient each time. And often it's not something you want to do when you've just opened up the drone and you're about to start a search. So that's where we made option 2, which is the CalTopo service account. So on CalTopo Teams accounts, you're able to create a so-called service account that gives you permanent login to your team. So in order for this to work, you have to be on a CalTopo team, and you need to either be the team admin or be in contact with the team admin to set this up in the first place. But that's a one-off. Once you have that set up, you have a permanent login. So basically the service account approach is very inconvenient one time, and we're about to walk through how to get that set up, but pretty easy after that. You can go from fresh install of the app to being totally set up on your controller in less than a minute. So in this tutorial, we're going to walk through how to set up the CalTopo service account for permanent login. So I've got the DJI RC Plus controller here. I'm going to download the app. We can go to eagleeyesearch.com, get Eagle Eyes. Eagle Eyes Pilot, download. Here's the setup to make sure you're compatible. I know I'm compatible, so I'm going to click skip these steps and just download here. You'll have a newer version available by the time this video is out. Tap download and the download will begin. I'm going to skip that all now because I have the app already downloaded. It's right here. And we've got a fresh install of the app, so you'll get all these notifications here. Allow ePilot to access location, yes. Make phone calls. It won't actually make phone calls, it just needs its permission. Yes, allow, yes, yes. Okay, so because I clicked yes to set up now, we're in the controller setup. Here we can give the drone a name. This is a M4TD, so I'll just call it, its name is Victor, so I'll just call it Victor. Victor. Okay. And license. So we're going to connect license, and you'll see that we get a QR code here. Of course, need to be connected to the internet for this. So I'm going to scan the QR code with my phone. And on my phone, you see I get taken to eagleeyesearch.com and a subpage of that which lets you get set up with your license. Now, we already have gotten set up with a trial license here, so this is trial for Bushwhack County SAR. You'll see I'm logged in under my email, testing email, abdulvaughnmcchang at gmail.com. So we can activate with this test license here. Activate, confirm activation. And there we go. On the controller it says license activated. So we could proceed now and just go ahead and fly. But there's also this configuration step. And what configuration lets you do is set up a few things with your account. It's a one-off, so you'll only have to do it once you get set up. And it lets you connect your account to a CalTopo service account, which we'll walk through. That allows you to keep a permanent connection to CalTopo without having to log in again, and set some things like the unit you use, whether you use metric or imperial units, and so on. So I'm going to create a new configuration here. Set my, call it Abdul Von McChang's configuration. Nope, didn't like that. Abdul Von McChang's configuration. Still didn't get it. It's not a very common name apparently. Units, we are up in Canada, so we will use metric units here. Coordinate system, decimal degrees, because we like those. You'll see you can also set up procedures and emergency contacts. We won't do that right here. And then CalTopo service account. So this is the tricky thing. It's a little bit of a pain to get through. We're working with CalTopo to make it easier. But once you have this set up, everyone on your team will be able to reuse it, and they'll have a permanent login to CalTopo, so you won't need to keep logging into the app. So it's a little painful, but it's worth it. So we're going to walk through it right now. So CalTopo service account, you can read through this. It says, keep this page open and go to this browser on your desktop or laptop. eagleeyesearch.com/CalTopo. So on the laptop, here we are, eagleeyesearch.com/CalTopo. And we get through a series of videos which will walk through how to set up a service account on the CalTopo website. So I won't play these videos now because I'm actually going to walk through the process. So step one is go to caltopo.com and create a service account. caltopo.com. And then we're logged in here. I can go follow the next step. We're going to get the go to administer, create service account, set up data access. So you have to be an admin on a CalTopo team for this. So if you're not, you need to ask your admin to do these steps. So Abdul Chang is an administrator for the Eagle Eyes team. So we go to this admin menu in CalTopo, go to details, and we're going to create a service account here. Abdul's test service account. And we're going to give update permissions. Those are appropriate for a drone. Those let you add objects to a map and delete your own objects, but not delete anyone else's objects. We're going to create, and we get this credential secret. We're going to copy this. We're going to go back here and paste in the secret key. Command V for me, or Control V if you're on Windows. And we need the account ID. So we're going to go back here. We're going to close this and see that we now have Abdul's test service account here. So we're going to copy the account ID, right click, copy, paste, and we'll go back here and copy the credential ID. Copy, Command C, or Control C, paste, Control V. Okay, next step is to create a access URL or connect key. This is what lets you use CalTopo's live locations API. Basically lets you track your drone as a shared location in CalTopo. So that involves going to access, trackable devices, and we're going to create a new one, and it's going to be this. Copy that, create, and go back, paste here, verify and connect. And we're done. So now we've created our CalTopo service account info, and we can load it into our account that we're logged into already on our phone. There's a couple ways to do this. You can either save it as a file, or save as a file. You can copy the code, or you can get this QR code which encodes the service account. We're going to go for the QR code because it's the easiest way to get it on the phone. So scan QR code here. You're going to scan this. And then you see we are connected and set up. And that's it, we can save configuration. Now you'll see our controller is still patiently waiting here. And so after saving configuration, this can take a few seconds, saving. Sometimes you have to be patient. There we go, setup complete. Controller recognized it. Magically, the controller now has the CalTopo service account. So, and we have the units too that we had from before. And if we had set up other configurations like the procedures, those would be in here too. So now we can exit out of the setup menu. You can always get back to it by tapping setup here. You can see that in CalTopo we can just choose a map, my CalTopo maps, and we can join a map. View it, and there we go. That's and then from now on, you will be logged into CalTopo on this controller. It's a permanent login. This whole process we went through is only something you'll have to go through once per team. Once your team has a service account connected through its license, future team members will just have to go through that initial step we did, scan the QR code, pick a pre-existing configuration, and run through it again. So the next time a team member installs Eagle Eyes and starts it up, and it starts from a fresh install while using the app, allow, yes, yes. The only setup is going to be to name the drone and scan the QR code. So we're going to name the drone. In this case, the drone is called, well, let's call it Victor 2. Save. Tap license. I'm going to scan this on my phone. Reactivate on this license. Okay, so we already activated this app on this machine, so it's just a reactivation. Confirm. We already have this configuration set up from last time, so we'll select this configuration. And boom, you're good to go. And you'll see our CalTopo service account is already set up, it's already taken care of, and you're ready to fly. So, first time painful, second time not so bad. That's it.